So here we are again. I get to respond to all that, and as I said 2 months ago. Now, gentlemen, I've got a right. If I got to sit here and listen to what I've just listened to, I have a right as well, and I'm gonna use it right here. Because guess what? You ain't the only ones trying to make a record, gentlemen. I get to make a record too. Except my record is going to focus on the regular people of Jackson instead of the politicians that get in here and are more concerned about the politics of a number, 1020, than doing the right thing for the people who live outside these walls. And let me tell you what, gentlemen, you talked about being offended. I'm offended as well. And I have that right, because my heart bleeds red just like yours. That's the only color that should matter in this building. If I have to stand here and listen to being called a racist because I'm trying to do the right thing, we're going to talk about the color that matters. And that's the red that flows in my veins and yours alike. Now, why am I offended? Because I know what you're doing. You get to make a record. You see, you're not the only one that works in a court system. If we were before a court system like you were making a record for, gentlemen, then I would make a motion to strike your argument because it doesn't conform to the proof before the court, gentlemen. Now, how do I show grace?
Okay, he has a right to speak, gentlemen. He has a right to speak, and he is going to, and y'all will let him have his turn. He let everyone, I don't know that anyone in here was interrupted during their time. So, gentlemen, you may continue.
Now, how do I show grace and respect to a gentleman who is my elder and a gentleman with such a distinguished career as the representative from Madison and others? But this is his last day. And so I'm going to do just that. I'm going to show him grace, but I'm not going to take, in fact, I'm going to refuse to take the race-laced, unfactual rhetoric as bait that I've been asked to do. Because I understand what a record means, and I'm just not going to go there. Instead, I'm going to focus on the facts. And again, I'm going to focus on the regular people that live outside these walls. We're accused of not doing things for Jackson. Let me tell you, since I've been here, what we've done for Jackson. In the last 8 years, $160 million in new money for the city of Jackson. Bond projects that I have personally worked on for hotels and parking garages in downtown and parking garages in Fondren and Continental Tire, one of the largest economic development projects in this state's history, right here in Hinds County. Multiple hundreds of millions of dollars to the University Medical Center, Children's Museum, and the finest civil rights museum in the country, right here in Jackson. And many more millions of dollars that I can't even begin to count. And you want to ask for help? Gentlemen, you mentioned a dorm in Clarksdale. Well, the very next bill I'm about to present is going to have your money for your dorm in it. And you didn't beg for it. You had a responsible meeting with me one time, and you asked for it, and it's worthy, and we're going to help those people up there. But we're not going to turn over hundreds of millions of dollars to a city government over the last several years that's theme is this: no water, no sewer, no garbage collection, no attempt to collect the necessary fees that operate those systems, no adequate police force because of failure to respect the police force of the administration and the fire departments, and a failure of the Hinds County leadership to support its own courthouse and its jail. Why is there a provision in here, gentlemen, that the commissioner may contract with the Department of Corrections in Rankin County, a mere 15 minutes next door to us? It's because the conditions in that building are far superior to the conditions of the Hinds County Jail, where people sit for days and weeks and months on end without their constitutional rights being heard. No, I refuse to sit down and not have my say either. It's the last day of the session. And some of the people, the lady mentioned race, she's tired of it. The very man who literally put his life on the line to sacrifice for this people, this body, and the state and people that we represent to change his flag, is not going to have his last day in this body being called a racist. I refuse to allow it. I have worked with every single person, white, black, and every persuasion in this building, and have spoken to every person who has come to me about 1020, every one of them. In fact, gentlemen, body cameras are in the bill because of this gentleman right here. And there are many, many more. The gentleman in the back, his daddy's church is in the building because he requested that he be inside the CCID. Gentlemen, there's businesses in this bill that are going to have the support of the Capitol Police because the members of Jackson and Hinds County have requested to me that the Capitol Police have jurisdiction over their place of business. I'm not going to focus on race-based and racial-laced rhetoric that's not factual. I'm doing this for the right reasons in my heart, and that's it. I can sleep at night because I know the only color that really matters is the red that flows between all of our bodies and all of our veins and through our heart. And we are all, as I said 2 months ago, all of us equal children of God. I believe it's the right thing to provide protection from criminal activity and help the capital city of Mississippi. And it is my hope and it is my prayer that this bill will assist. And I'm going to sit down.
All right.